Let's close out this class with a weird quote because you know I want to. It's from me. Content strategy is like tofu. It takes on flavors of the dish. And let me break that down. Content strategy has some standard activities like keeping an inventory, conducting audits, testing and governing change, measuring impact, establishing standards and guidelines, and creating systemic solutions. These are things you do to improve the content and get it to its best. This is the relatively bland bean curd part with almost no taste of its own. But when you add it to a dish, it takes on a flavor. Your content strategy adapts to your business and your customers, prospects, your staff, your skills, your organization, and just the particulars of your content. So you end up with a variety of flavors of content strategy, like miso, pepper, ginger, I don't know. Still, the tofu is tofu, right? Same thing with content strategy. Well, this sounds far out and strange, I'm sure. So how do you get started, really, is the question from here. Aim for internal changes that will solve problems and follow then with the things, because the things are just a currency. Change is the value. And I can't say this too many times, so I'm just going to keep repeating it. Part of strategy work is figuring out how to be strategic and doing content strategy. That's also the strategy. There's no one single correct or best how-to that you can follow. You won't get like a checklist handed to you of like, here's the things you need to do. Instead, you're going to basically create that checklist yourself. And that's content strategy. So, getting started, getting more strategic, here are some tips that have worked for me, and I'm hoping they will for you too. Tip 1. Develop a general understanding of the kinds of content problems that are just out there in the world. So, read books and articles, go to meetups, conferences, talk to other content folks. And this will give you some paths to explore more context, examples, information, help, and community. Tip number 2, look for systemic problems. So be clear in your own thinking about what's strategic and what's tactical. When looking for approaches, separate the two. Ask broader questions like, is there a hidden cause to the problem with XYZ content performance? What's affecting the content quality beyond the screen? Are you thinking of an approach at high levels that are removed from individual words and messages? Are there content solutions you can apply to more than one place, or one thing, or one time in an experience? Tip number 3, go short and long. Whether you have visibility or not, your company is probably doing both in parallel. Business has us work in a world of sprints, but the marathons are definitely necessary too. And for sure, growth, that's the favorite short-term value. But you can also look ahead to the future and think about building long-term cases on values like efficiency, cost savings, maybe you're building capabilities, or just improving content overall. Tip number 4, include something new. Don't stick to what's familiar in content or what you already know about. I mean, why Why hesitate? You can never know enough about content, actually. So dig in, get to know all of its layers, the technology and the product development. Like, are there other language-oriented capabilities like semantic web or search? Are there tools for scale like metadata, machine learning, design systems, or globalization? Like, there's a ton of stuff out there just waiting for you to pick up as pieces of your content strategy and partnerships. And ta-da, tip number 5, the last tip, influence farther. So I'm going to find allies and stakeholders in the problem that you've identified. Ask someone to connect you to people they know who might benefit from a solution. And I'm betting they will name 2 more people, they'll name 2 more people. And in the most unexpected places, you can find someone who cares, who might be willing to give you some input or help you make connections or pitch in and do the work. So just keep going until you assemble a crew. Everyone knows that silos aren't great for the content or for people either. So one area of strategic work is to just bring awareness to activities within silos, helping to break them down even. Can you promote standards and guidelines, maybe get rid of duplication or waste? Can you bridge efforts across teams to boost each other up or do something better altogether? In his book, No More Silos, one of my favorite authors on content, Michael Andrews, he says any extra effort is more than offset by the shared benefits you'll realize. And I think that's true and hits home and speaks to everyone that you might want to talk to. So this is it. Time to stop with all the dang videos here and just get out there. Jump in, try doing the work, ask questions, be curious, and just get more strategic with content. All right. Thank you so much.